All right, welcome to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast, coming to you in Zoom room, Zoom style, two-man show. Me and my buddy T-Monies holding it down. Just freaking coming out of Mania, and we'll talk. We definitely should talk about at least our favorite shots of our favorite matches of Mania, and we'll talk a little bit about NXT, a little AEW. And of course, the most breaking news as of today, Thursday, April 22nd, as this is being taped, Mickie James. So, Theron, welcome to the show, buddy.
Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome fans and new fans, and hopefully new listeners out there. Mickie James, huh? Oh, RIP the Shock G before I forget. Came out with the Humpty Dance like 30 years ago. Was on a great Digital Underground track, which was like Tupac's Breakout. I Get Around, or one of his breakouts. I Get Around. Sad to see you go, man. Rest up. Another shocking loss. So, yeah.
Man, what a crazy, just crazy year, man. Still continuing. Obviously every year, continues on from the next, obviously, but. Just as far as like tragedy and change, right? It's sort of never ending show. But real quick, we'll touch on this Mickie James thing, and then we'll jump into some Mania stuff. But so I guess the guy that had sent the bag from what I just read on Twitter was that one of the head guys of talent, the head of talent or whatever.
Yes, so he was like a big name up there on the corporate side behind the scenes. Mark Carano.
That's it, Mark.
He was, I think, the senior talent relations guy or talent guy. Like you would see, I think I've seen him on like Total Divas or something, like interacting with the women. He basically is like, I don't want to say creative. He's just he's like a big link to like Vince and between the two. I think he may have I don't know if he got demoted, but I know John Laurinaitis is now the senior guy. But I guess Mark Carano might be the guy that actually sends out these care package bags, because apparently Maria Kanellis got one, she said. And Gail Kidd said something about it was worse before. But I mean, where's the decorum in that, right? Like you send someone a bag, what's in the bag? And so like, if you get future endeavor, aren't you not allowed to remove all your stuff? Like anytime I've seen sketch comedy or any show where someone's fired, they usually get to pack up their stuff and leave. But you're telling me you don't even get to do that? They just send you your stuff in a trash bag? And apparently he's been doing this to everyone.
Oh, really? So it's
I don't know if he's done it to everyone, but
it's not a one-time like I'm disgruntled, I send this bag out. It's like that's his MO. Is his
maybe he does it to people he doesn't really like. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he never liked Mickie James. I mean, he's been the guy in talent relations for a long time. I mean, we're talking years. So he's been there.
Dang. Well, I guess. Well, I guess to like peeve off because Mickie James is a legend, right? Isn't she?
In my mind, yeah. She has a match that. One of the best WrestleMania matches ever. I think it might not be. It's probably not available on Peacock because of the sexuality of it. I think that was a Mania match, but great career, great TNA career.
Right?
She's married to Magnus. I'm just kidding. What's that guy's actual name? Is his name still Magnus?
No.
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis. Yeah.
I called him Magnus. But how disrespectful to get your stuff in a trash bag? Like, is it ring gear that you like? What do they send you? Like, I don't understand that. But I guess people leave their stuff behind. If I'm I would travel with all my gear, my boots and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably stuff you take with you. So I have no idea what's in the bag, but obviously it's disrespectful to send that, and then for Mickie James to put that on blast on Twitter to be like, hey, like, but still have a good attitude about it. Like, hey, like I'm still grateful for this opportunity to work for WWE. Like, fine, if you're gonna send me my stuff in a trash bag, like she took the higher road. But I guess Mark Carano also too was like, I don't get Billy Kay. Like, I
Yeah.
don't get.
Oh, he did say that?
I think he's the same dude.
Yeah.
So,
So he's
which essentially, it's
responsible
like,
for that.
so he must be disgruntled if, like, if John Laurinaitis, is taken over as the senior dude, and then, I guess if he's done this in the past, I guess he has no problem, sending out care packages in
Right.
trash bags. But nowadays, it's kind of like, all right, man, like, that's really disrespectful. So yeah, you're fired. Like, get out of here. So now we'll see what happens with potentially, maybe he was a bottleneck. Let's think about it, right? If he
Right.
doesn't get, well, let's talk about a few things here. Like, if he didn't get Billy Kay, obviously he's the one putting the kibosh on it. But then
Right.
also too, if Mickey James, when she came from TNA, right, at one of her like peak runnings back to WWE, he probably could have bottlenecked her and been like, no, 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 I'm gonna put my thumb on you to
Right.
make sure like you don't get any cool stories or whatever. So with him being, with him being gone, perhaps this opens up new opportunities for some talent that potentially could have been held down, right? They could have been
Maybe.
pushed down.
Maybe because you're getting with D-Day happened last week and all those releases, the Billy K's, the Peyton Royce's, even Chelsea Green, who never really got a chance. Like, and she already did an interview, or maybe an interview where she basically said that she waited for 6 weeks, 5 weeks, every week outside of Vince's office. So I guess there's an office that you can wait to talk to him at, and he'll make you wait hours. She was waiting like 3 hours a day. She waited 4 or 5 weeks. Finally got to talk to him. They had a long conversation. They had a 30-minute conversation where she presented a bunch of ideas and thoughts, and they talked it out, and then I think she got her call up to SmackDown, breaks her arm second time, obviously sidelined. That was like last year, sometime I think
Yeah.
last year, and then you're waiting for her to come back, and now she's obviously gone. Probably see her in Impact, maybe AEW. Who knows? Maybe New Japan. I don't know, but you're probably right. Maybe we'll see some cooler stuff now. On the main product. Maybe some of those like the Billy K's will be gotten, because I liked her current whatever she was getting, her 3 minutes a week with the resume and the headshot. And
Right.
I always liked the Iconics. I don't know why they broke them up. That was supposed to be for Peyton Royce to get the push, but Billy Kay was the one that got more TV time out of it. So
and was on Mania and was featured on Mania.
Featured on Mania, like literally, you were in WrestleMania in front of the first crowd in a year, and then 4 days later or 5 days later, it's like, or not even 3 days later, it's like, we're letting you go. Like, you could have done stuff with the headshot and the resume.
That's the thing. So it'll be interesting to see now that Mark's gone, what potentially could be, and if there truly was a bottleneck, and if there was, then again, maybe we'll start seeing some more improved storylines, some more some talent that's actually allowed to shine and do their thing. Speaking of Mania, though, man, so what did you think of the two nights? Let's jump into that, man. What did you think?
I liked it as an overall show. It was really good. I knew they would have to bring it. Um, First time seeing fans in over a year in live attendance. I was just like waiting for some big surprises, but they didn't really roll out any big surprises. They just kind of rolled it out with what they came up with and what they had settled on. And I thought it was good. I thought Bad Bunny did really well in his match. Like, probably the most impressive celebrity wrestler I've seen since LT. And LT didn't do great in his WrestleMania match, but Bad Bunny was amazing. The two main events were really good. So night one and night two. Props to Bianca Belair for getting her moment. Um, Props to Bobby Lashley for getting his moment, right? You opened the show with the title match. Not only do you win, but you win by making the man pass out. That's saying a lot about Bobby Lashley and where they put him. So I'm just thinking long term of where all these things will go. Roman Reigns, obviously, I didn't think he was going to win. I know I didn't pick him to win, and then he pins both guys. So, and we haven't seen Edge or Daniel Bryan on SmackDown since then. So, thanks to main event Jey Uso. Obviously, he doesn't get that victory without that aid at the end. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
Dude, night one was awesome. Night two was
Yeah.
rad. I think I like
Right.
night one more than night two. Bad Bunny, amazing. Hands down, I'll support that same sentiment that I would say by far best celebrity match of Mania, of all the Manias, because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that I've never seen one. It's like you never see pile drivers, but two, a Canadian destroyer from a
Yeah.
celebrity.
And he
That
learned
was
it the
rad.
day before. He learned it the
That is
day before.
that is so rad, and he pulled it off, and then he's doing high fly moves, and he was in the ring. He was in the ring for a good like
Yeah.
5-10 minutes, man.
Yep.
And it wasn't just like throwing punches and doing crappy lockups. It was like he was legitimately, throwing some bows, and I mean even getting his ass kicked, but
Yep.
he was holding it, dude. He was selling it. He was giving it. Um, I thought it was really good, dude. So Bad Bunny match, I think was definitely one of my favorite matches, especially in the celebrity realm. That was by far the coolest. Um, I would have to say the Bobby Lashley,
Yep.
passing out Drew McIntyre was crazy. And also, too, think about this: this is the first Mania that is in front of an audience in over a year, and the first match you give the people is the WWE title match.
Yeah.
That's match number one. That is
Yeah.
crazy. That is like unheard of to think of. And for him to come out really strong into like music and just how big he looked and just how, massive he is, and just like this like the depiction of grandeur, like, and to make McIntyre pass out does say a lot. So I think that was a good match. I got to see the night one twice.
Nice.
Superfan Dan came over, and I'd watched it the first night, and then on Sunday we watched it together again. Then we jumped into night two. Of course, I have my gripes with WWE Network being on Peacock, where you can't rewind and you can't pause.
Yep.
So that really sucked. But either way, so we missed the Fiend match, which I guess wasn't even that great anyway.
I mean, okay.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it again, but nevertheless, like night two was super rad. The Roman Reigns triple threat match I thought was really good.
Mhm.
I think all the matches again were like super stellar. Bianca Belair put on a freaking great match, got her moment, and so I'm stoked for that. That is super cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, it's good. Good changes that happen at Mania. It's wild that the first time, again being in front of an audience where the show starts with a rain delay. So I
Right.
thought it was interesting to watch all the wrestlers like
Cool
scramble to put up
promos.
promos and like right like I thought it was super rad. So no major crazy surprises. I was expecting like specifically I was expecting Kevin Owens to like jump off the pirate ship or something
Yeah.
and do something crazy with Zayn, but they had a good match. It wasn't as crazy as I thought those two could do it, but they did get their
Right.
Mania moment. They did get their match together at Mania with their long history. So
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. But yeah, man, I would say Mania was everything it needed to be, having come back after a year, and yeah, and then just kind of seeing where the product's going to go now that Carano or whatever Carano's gone.
Yeah.
And obviously too, a lot of other talent is gone. Joe obviously is gone. That's crazy.
So weird.
Um,
I don't get that one. I guess he's hurt.
yeah,
Probably just being hurt. I think clearance issues. Maybe
it
that's
could
my
be.
guess. I'm
I
sure
remember
he'll stand up somewhere.
Yeah, I remember Superfan Dan and I went to the Raw where he debuted. He debuted in Portland.
Oh, the one where he messed up Rollins' knee,
I think so.
where he tweaked Rollins' knee injury. He choked him out, right? That was that one.
I
It
think
was
so. I think
Rollins to Triple H refuting. I remember this specifically because I remember that was this last segment. And then Joe comes out and like attacks Rollins, chokes him out, kind of tweaks the knee, and I'm just like, man, this guy's a beast.
dude, it was so cool seeing him come out, but now he's gone, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what the product is going to be like. Hopefully, they can
Right.
again still compete against AEW. Um, Only thing I've seen AEW wise is as of late is that Sting is still hanging out with Darby Allin, and
Yeah.
that Darby Allin's a total badass.
Yeah, he is a defending, reigning, undisputed TNT champion, and he defends that title. I think he's main evented 4 or 5 straight AEW. I can't think of the name of the damn show. Is it Dynamite?
Dynamite.
Yeah, that he's main evented for like 3 or 4 weeks. He's defended the title for 3 or 4 weeks. He's won every match. There's been some slight hijinks where Sting has to help. But he's a badass, man. He's coffin dropped from freaking rafters and like coffin dropping everywhere, man. Coffin drops for everyone. And to go home for the last episode was him winning and then getting attacked by Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. So maybe that's the next feud on the docket. AEW's been killing it. The Bucks turned their heels now. They've aligned with the Don Callis, Kenny Omega, Good Bros faction.
I didn't see that.
They're all decked out in like custom $5,000 outfits and Christian Dior Jordans with like bandanas that have little like tassels on them now, which I thought was cool. I think that's cool. They're having a pretty cool feud. There's a lot of factions in AEW. There's way too many to count. There's a lot.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool though, because it's like I'm cool with that. I'm cool with more tag teams and I'm cool with factions because why not, right? Like it's just gangs against gangs.
Yeah, at least it's not like the NWO, which is everyone. At least it's like you got the Factory, Nightmare Family, whatever Matt Hardy's faction's called. I don't actually know. Kingston and John Moxley are together feuding with. I don't think Don Callis' faction has a name either. We'll just call them the Elite. I'm pretty sure they're the Elite because it's all Elite guys. The Death Triangle, like all these cool factions. You can just do so many different feuds with these factions and throw this faction against this faction, this singles competitor against this one, or maybe Team Taz is imploding this week. So like, there's some dissension in that faction. The Inner Circle is still a thing. The Pinnacle is a thing. Like, there's just so many cool things. You have the women's division is catching some steam. Statlander's back, so AEW is hitting kind of on all cylinders, heading into Blood and Guts in a few weeks, which will feature the Pinnacle versus, I forgot who they're feuding. Oh, the Inner Circle. That's
right. And then also too, isn't there there's an Impact pay-per-view coming up with Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega.
Right, and you assume Kenny Omega's winning this match, which will be crazy for Impact when you think about uniting with a brand that gets exposure on more of a major network, with Omega, who's great, and for Rich Swann. And then the fact that they're pulling out, they got Mauro Ranallo popping back in the scene to call the match. Like, that's probably going to be a great match. Rich Swann's a great athlete. We know Kenny Omega's work. If you don't, look through New Japan files, you'll find it.
Right, but that's super cool. That makes it, that really makes me want to really see it. Like, I really want to see what this Impact is. Right? Maybe it'll be pizza night, $60 in pizza night.
Yeah, I mean, those two and Omega and these guys are interchangeable. Like, I don't know what AEW and Impact have worked out, but seeing guys on both brands is really cool. Right?
That's legit.
Yeah, it's almost like seeing Jericho on a Peacock on the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions is really cool. Like, that working relationship, and to just see the other side
crossover. Right. Like
crossover.
the crossovers are super cool, and again, I give mad props to AEW for doing that and sustaining that. The crossovers with New Japan, the crossover with TNT or TNA. And then crossover with NWA, that to me makes the product more enticing to watch. It makes it more exciting because it isn't, again, and I know we always dump on WWE only because of like the biggest, they're the 900-pound gorilla in the room, right? Mm-hmm. But they keep everything contained. And when they do a crossover, it's taking the talent from other promotions, right? But then they bottleneck them. They keep their thumb on the talent, almost to say like, hey, we don't care what promotion you came from. You're in
Yeah.
our league now, and you're gonna do what we tell you to do.
Yeah.
Versus AEW having this open approach, which is like, hey, you're doing really good in your promotion. So let's run with that. Let's see that as a strength, not as a weakness. So that's why I geek out on that crossover, because it allows the camaraderie. It doesn't put the thumb on anyone, right? And so I think, again, if WWE took a cue from that, that would be cool, but they won't ever. I mean, the only crossover that they do would be NXT to, SmackDown, or NXT to Raw. Which I will say this, again, it's very fascinating to me since the beginning of this pandemic that WWE really has fallen from grace. They really are, in my mind, aren't seen as like, I mean, even though they are the behemoth ship, like to me, it's like, yeah, your product just isn't the same now. Raw is not your flagship show.
No,
and
SmackDown, maybe even NXT. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
The change of like the product is so different now. And they've had to go through the change like everyone else. But I think for them to continue to stay on their own island hasn't served them well. When again, I'm going to give praise to AEW. They're expanding, right? They're building more bridges than burning them.
Well, never hold out for. You never say never. Maybe one day WWE decides to, you can't beat them, join them. You're the big beast, if you will. maybe
Right?
that crosses over someday. I doubt it, because they would take AEW and mess it all up, and they wouldn't agree to the creative side probably. Watching the Broken Skulls with Jericho showed me so much, and all these guys that you see on these sessions, and just hearing them tell the stories of different things they came up with, different things like Jericho going through his transitions from like the Lionheart Chris Jericho in WCW to Y2J to short-haired Chris Jericho, to Jericho in the suit, to the Painmaker, I think that was his name, yeah, in New Japan, to now this Chris Jericho. Hearing different
Le
stories.
Champion.
Right, and it's the guys that are creative and willing to fight for what they think is right, and those are the guys that enjoy success, I think, at least in WWE. But yeah, WWE is coming out of Mania. Now it's like, well, we can let our foot off the gas, even though it was never on the gas. It was like they just kind of went in and did. It's like maybe they just focus on the matches, the actual wrestling matches, as opposed to the storylines, because the storylines kind of just been terrible. People don't get them. I don't mind all of them. I like some of them, but it's like there's just not it's just not hooking anyone enough, I guess, right? Now you got Roman Reigns. Next challenger is Cesaro, which is really cool. Lashley is going to fight Drew McIntyre again. Seen it already, so it's like, I agree. I hate to say that. So I'm always a supporter of WWE, but you just feel like they just keep doing the same thing. The women's division is basically Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler defending actually just wrestling one-on-one matches week in and week out, and then they pick a tag team and say, all right, you're going to fight them. That's how it's going. But then NXT is awesome. So
let's talk about that. Because I was going to say, because WWE, as we've noticed, is very rinse and repeat.
Yep.
It's the Sheamus Orton rinse and repeat formula.
That's not a thing right now. Orton's doing some good stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that mentality of like, oh, cool, we got Lashley and McIntyre at Mania, and it should have been it. But it's like, cool, you're gonna get it again. It's like, well, why are we gonna get it again? Like, why not have Lashley feud with somebody else or beef with someone else? Like,
no reinvention, right? The only thing we've gotten that was kind of cool is now T-Bar and Mace are maskless, and they're like a little tag team. I don't know where Slapjack is. RIP, shout out Slapjack. I don't know where the other one is, but their masks were removed, so that can be cool. Maybe they'll talk more, right? But yeah, it's very rinse and repeat. It's like triple threat match between the 3 number 1 contenders for the world title. Go, leading into the number one contender for the title wrestling. And then we'll do that same triple threat match again next week, even though we already have a number one contender for the title. Well, let's just make it a fatal four-way now, because they all have legitimate gripes as to why they should be the number one contender. And go.
Oh my gosh! But let's talk about NXT. What's happening? What's happening in the NXT world, man?
You got Thought Pocket Kyle O'Reilly. That's what I'm gonna call him. I guess this is like. So Kyle O'Reilly wins his match at Takeover. Right? Great match with Adam Cole. Their whole story was hilarious because Adam Cole's great. Even stretchering himself out, even being stretchered out of the Capitol Wrestling Center, he's still cussing out Kyle O'Reilly. They're being stretchered out together because they both need stretchers. But Kyle O'Reilly's just kind of sitting there like, shut up. And Adam's like, I'm not done with you yet, you son of a bitch. Like, I'm going to kill you. He can't even move. He's like laid out on Kyle City. I'm going to kill you. So now Kyle O'Reilly's back in ring gear. Old Kyle, I guess I think they call him Grimy Kyle. I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
He's got like a rock star look kind of thing. He's got the faux hawk, he's got the glasses, got the denim outfit, shirt. I'm excited to see what happens there.
Grimy Kyle.
I don't know if that's the name, but someone posted a pic of like a side by side of Kyle O'Reilly and fresh squeezed Orange Cassidy, and basically we're trying to say, I guess, that the NXT stole the look, but Kyle's not laid back. He's laid back, but not that much. And apparently, Kyle did the Grimy Kyle for a long time. So,
all right,
so props to Grimy Kyle. Raquel Gonzalez is your new woman on top of the division. Io Shirai, 300 million days, 309 days as champ, defending, winning, beating so many people. So, she's probably going to rest now for a minute. She did like an interview with Beth Phoenix. Or she'll fight Frankie Monet, formerly known as Taya Valkyrie. Not sure. The chick with the little poodle puppy dog, Pomeranian running around. So they put her on. She was an Impact, and I think Lucha Underground too.
Yeah, that's
Johnny Mundo.
Johnny Mundo's wife. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So she's getting the big. They're presenting her well. She's getting the push. So I'm excited for that. And just NXT is just so much cooler than WWE. It feels like, even though currently in the women's side of things, all the women are NXT products that are currently champions, and they were just on NXT within the last year or so. But NXT is just cooler. Like, the storylines are intriguing. You got Johnny Gargano and The Way, and they're just hilarious. I don't know if you've been watching this stuff, but it's so funny. Like, Johnny Gargano he's so funny, man. They're all funny, but he's crazy. He's hilarious. Candice LeRae is funny. Then they got like Austin Theory and Indy Hartwell working with him. So it's just hilarious stuff. Johnny Gargano is a funny man. I'm so glad.
He's good, dude. He's always been a good performer.
Right. He's a great performer. Successfully defended his title on Takeover in a great match. Another great match. It's just NXT just keeps moving, man. They're just moving in the right direction. They got so many cool things. Their tag division seems cool on both sides, right? MSK, current tag champs. You got some guys coming, like Grizzled Young Veterans coming for him. You got Fandango still around there in the mix.
All right.
Other tag teams, the women's tag division, they got women's tag titles now. Shotzi and Ember Moon. Cool to see them doing their thing. NXT is just hitting on all cylinders. I can't really gripe about it too much. What of it have you seen, or have you not seen any of it?
It's been a while since I've seen. Really, the last I saw was when Adam Cole turned on Kyle O'Reilly, and then I heard that Roddy left, that Roger Strong left.
Right.
Yeah, man. Like, Undisputed is done. They're Undisputed is no more.
I don't know what that means for Bobby Fish. He's still on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's injured, so it's like, he was a great singles competitor anyway, so he could just come back and just be a singles dude and run with that.
And Roddy will show up somewhere. You can't just be done. you know, they're gonna bring him back on
Right.
one of those brands, right? You got Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff, two young up and comers getting a lot of TV time. Kushida's the new cruiserweight champ. Took it off
Nice.
Santos Escobar, so they're running that angle. Kushida changed his whole look. Props to that. That was another thing Jericho said about himself as a wrestler and a performer. Like, as you evolve and become a performer, you got to change the character. Like, you got to nowadays to get more over. Maybe you change one thing. So he changed from wearing pants to wearing the trunks, the underwear, whatever. I don't know what you call those. The speed up. Then he changed to the Painmaker. You know, Kushida went from like Marty McFly look to now he's just in like the little short shorts and like he doesn't wear shoes anymore. He's defending cruiserweight champion. Um, you know, just reinventing that character, giving it a new look, giving it a different edge, right?
That's legit.
More ways to get eyes on the product. I have nothing but good things to say about what HBK, Triple H, and everyone else down in NXT is doing. I think it's good stuff. So,
Well, heck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's definitely motivating to see more of the product and to, you know, deep dive into it. Because again, I'm like as the producer of the show, I'm the worst at actually watching some of this. So much going on, but right, it's a lot to keep up with. But it is motivating, especially getting the synopsis from you, hearing, you know, your hot takes and your angles on it. So I think you know, it's definitely something where it's like, you know, once we finish up here, I might actually once this is all uploaded, you know, before I pass out for the night, catch up on some NXT or catch up on some AEW. And but heck yeah, I think yeah, just kind of wrap a bow on everything because there isn't much else that I can contribute in terms of what I've seen. But right, so again, Mania was rad. I'm glad that you know, Mania actually, it was cool to see that there were some people in the audience. Hearing that interaction was super cool. Excited what's going to happen with AEW. Excited to kind of see like what the Bucks are doing, and then of course, you know, what's going to happen with Impact. And really, man, geeking with NXT. So I'm kind of looking forward to catching up on all this stuff and having a little bit more to chat about in terms of what I've seen in terms of the product. But yeah, to kind of wrap this up. Hey, you've been watching the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast, coming to you Zoom style. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Of course, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's where all of our content currently is going to. And then yeah, we'll be getting back on the iTunes pretty soon. But up until then, check us out in the Zoom style. Yeah, elbow drop your friends.
Yeah, what you gonna do when the no, that's not it. To be the man, you got doesn't feel right either. Woo! No, I got nothing. I got nothing for this week. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. All right. Catch you on the flip side, everyone. Share the show with a friend. Check us out.
Yes, share, like, subscribe, all those things.